Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will learn how we can solve the contains duplicate problem on LeetCode. So this is the 217th problem. So what exactly is the problem statement here? Given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. Okay. So here we are having this one. So 1, 2, 3, 1. So we are getting true here. Why is that? Because 1 here is appearing twice. So in the next array or the next example 1, 2, 3, 4, then we are getting false. Okay. And here we are getting true as well. All right. So it is quite simple problem. So let's go to the drawing board here and let's find it out. Now, how we can solve this problem? So first of all, we are having the array 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So you might think for the naive approach is that you will run a for loop and inside of that you will run another for loop. So for basically 1, you will check all of the other elements, okay, inside of this particular array. So 2, 3, 4. And you will check if this element is appearing here as well. Okay. All right. For 2, you will check for 3 and 1. And for 3, you will check for 1 and so on and so forth. So this is basically the naive approach. So can we do a little bit better than that? Yes, we can do a little bit better. So what we can do, we can create a hash set to keep track of the elements which we are visiting right now. So what we'll do, we will create a hash set. Okay, so the hash set will be basically the set function inside of the Python. So that will be something like this. So in the beginning, it will be empty, right? And then, so for each number in nums, basically, we will check if this particular number, which we are currently at here, so num in hash set, if that is the case, then we are currently seeing a duplicate, right? So we will return true. Else, so if this particular number is not inside of the hash set currently right now, then we will add this number to the hash set. Okay. So what we'll do, we will do something like this. Okay. Not want to zoom in. Okay. All right. Else what we'll do. So this hash set dot add, then we will add the number which we are currently looking at basically. Okay. And in case if all of these are covered, basically at the end we can return false. Why is that? Because the for loop has run totally and all of the elements are inside of the hash set and we haven't gotten any sort of duplicates. Otherwise, if we are getting the duplicates, then as you can see in this block of code here, this block of code will run and the return will stop executing the for loop instantly and it will return true. I hope that makes sense. So this is quite simple. Okay. So we will be creating a hash set here and then we will be going over all of the numbers in the numbers array. All right. So now let's discuss about the time and the space complexity. So time complexity. Time complexity will be big O of n. Why is that? Because we are traversing through the numbers array, right? And the n is here the length of the array, basically the input numbers array. What exactly is the space complexity? The space complexity will be big O of n as well. Why is that? Because we are creating a hash map or the hash set, basically not hash map. we are creating a hash set. Okay. All right. So I hope that makes sense. And now let's go to the LeetCode and code it up. All right, then we are inside of LeetCode, and here we will write our solution. So first of all, we want to create a hash set, the empty hash set. So numbers set equals to the set function, basically the set constructor which we are using in Python. In case if you do not know what exactly is a set or how we are gonna use everything here, I have a dedicated full Python course on YouTube. You can check everything out. All right. Then for number in nums, the nums array basically, then what we want to do, we want to check if the number is already inside of the hash set. So in numbers set, if that is the case, then return true. All right. And if that is not the case, else we want to add this current number to our numbers set here. Okay. So numbers set dot add, and then we will add the number. Okay. All right. And then after finishing up, if the loop finishes, then we will return, okay, not this one, return false. Okay. So here we are checking if the number is already in the hash set. Basically, if that is the case, then we are basically encountering a duplicate. If the loop continues and runs for the end of all of the numbers here, then we will be returning false here. Okay. So once again, let's discuss about the time complexity. Time complexity, that is, okay, that is the big O of n, and the space complexity, that is big O of n as well. Why is that? Because we are creating the numbers set here. Okay. All right. So run this program right now. Okay. All right. So if I just go here, as you can see here, everything is passed right now. Okay. And then we can submit it here as well. So if I just submit that, as you can see, this is quite good. Okay. Once again, I will point out here inside of the LeetCode, I am using a LeetCode to GitHub extension. That is why many of the times the runtime messes up quite badly. Okay. All right. Anyways, so this is our solution. Quite simple and quite straightforward. Okay. All right. So in this video, we have learned to solve the contains duplicate problem on LeetCode.